Hello and welcome to Deep Cuts the Game, the movie trivia podcast with great movies and great guests. Every week I bring on three interesting people, give them three movies, and challenge them to pull out the most obscure actors they can. The deeper the cut, the more points they earn. I'm your host, Jeff Penn, and with me for the first time in a couple weeks, Alex Young. Alex, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Jeff. I was off last week. You're right. It's
a
pleasure to be back. I'm sure the fans will be excited. We've had comments and DMs and email. People were furious that I was off last week.
For the first time in 102 episodes, I went without you, and you know what? It went so well.
But it's clear that the fans, I'm the favorite host. Like, it's clear which one they like the most. They were very vocal about it, Jeff. So,
well, we're excited to have you back, Alex, and excited to have you here for what I think is going to be a really good show. We've also brought in, because she gets to come on all the best episodes, to where people, like I mentioned who we were having on this week, and someone's like, I'm from Chicago. How can you not have me on? And I was like, sorry, Nick, you don't get to be in this one. But Sam Barry, welcome back to the show for about the 15th time.
Thank you very much. Happy to win, lose, be falling off into obscurity as usual, but so excited to be here. Thank you very much for having me back.
Well, let's welcome in our special guest for today. Our guest this week is one of those actors you've definitely seen before and probably in a lot of movies and TV shows, a lot more movies and TV shows than you realize, from playing Shirley Baker in A League of Their Own to memorable roles in Better Call Saul, The Boys, Grosse Pointe Blank, and dozens of other projects. She's built an incredible career as one of Hollywood's most dependable and recognizable actors. We're excited to talk about her journey, some of her favorite roles, and what it's like not just being an actor, but a talented singer. Please welcome Ann Cusack. Ann, thanks for being here.
Wow, that was like a fantastic introduction. You do that for me all the time?
Should I just follow you around, and when you enter rooms, be like, hello, everyone, this is Ann Cusack. You might know her from...
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking, like, who is he talking about? Me? What's he saying?
You've done some incredible work and been in some incredible movies. And the fact that...
very kind. That's very generous.
A League of Their Own is your first movie. Is that you walk in and then boom, you're doing A League of Their Own. Like, that's gotta be... because it's one of those movies, like, everybody's in that film, and you're not just like kind of in the background. You've got a major part in that role. So what was it like, kind of coming from, I don't know, were you doing like stage work or something like that? But how did you get
primarily? Yeah. I mean, I grew up doing live theater and trained in it and all of that sort of stuff. So, and then I went away to school to study musical theater, and then I transferred and, was studying just straight up theater and that kind of thing. So, that's my whole family, as you know, is just sort of, that was our sort of thing. So that was my first major feature film of any significance. And, it changed the trajectory of my life, as well as all of the other actresses who were in it. So, well, hello, look at that.
I was like, really, Alex, can we do something about that cat?
Oh, that's sweet. So all of us had felt that. And in speaking of which, in July, there's a reunion of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. And there's about, I think maybe a dozen of the original ball players that are still alive and there. And this year is the first year that the Women's Professional Baseball League is in existence. So there's going to be this huge reunion with the, there's one player, her name is Maybelle Blair. She's fantastic. And she's 96.
Oh, wow.
So what's great is she's going to be there along with some of the other original ball players. And then you've got, the young 20-year-olds who are starting this professional women's baseball league. And then I'm going to bring my niece, who's 9 years old, who started playing ball. So it's just really
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Now, I was looking, you're credited as a left fielder in that movie. Did you have any baseball experience going into this film?
I had some. I did.
Okay.
My father and my father taught me how to pitch. So I knew the game. I loved playing catch. Before I could even like read for a role, Penny had me do a lot of drills, baseball drills. So she wanted to see that, one, how you looked on camera, but also if you could, do any of the sort of the baseball stuff. So I was left field in the bench.
I was gonna say, because I think they have like 2 or 3 other people listed as left fielder, and I was like, they could just not figure out who they wanted out in left field. But
No, I was left field.
okay.
I was left field.
I don't want to like give too much away, because let's just say in the game today, A League of Their Own is going to be one of the movies we talk about. So I don't want to get too deep into the actors and actresses in that.
Okay.
But I want to ask you, do you remember the line that you learned to read in that film? Because I just watched it this last week, and I was like, why would they get, of all people, Madonna to teach this girl how to read?
Isn't that perfect?
Oh, it was, yeah, because I think it's
matter what she's reading, Jeff.
It doesn't
reading,
matter. I think it's milky white breast, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is
the line that you're struggling over, and Madonna's like, it's going to get really good after this part. So
yeah,
I know that's one of Alex's favorite
it is
sports
I'm not
movies.
a sports guy, and it's like my favorite sports movie of all time.
And I think I realized
it is a great sports movie, I have to say, overall. And Lori Petty was extraordinary. I mean, she's a great athlete. I mean, everybody played. Rosie was helping. That's where Rosie and Madonna met, and Rosie used to coach.
Really?
So she was really helpful, and she knew the game really, really well. So did Freddie, who played the, she was the beauty queen kind of thing. And she was hilarious because off camera, she used to do a pinch between her cheek and gum. So she would like spit. So she was playing this beauty queen, but she was,
she spit.
Yeah, I can't remember if she was doing Skull or Copenhagen.
Oh wow! So she was serious.
She
was serious about.
No, she really did a pinch between her cheek and gum. It was hilarious.
Oh wow!
It was great.
Oh,
they were all great. So everybody really played.
Now you didn't come back, because I know they did a TV show shortly after. I know there's the TV show now, or the series on Amazon, but they also did like a short-lived TV show right after that. And I think Freddie came back and had her role, and then they had a few of the people came back.
Yeah.
Now Gina, I got to imagine she's a great athlete, Gina Davis.
She actually, interestingly enough, she was in, I think I've got this right. She was in the Olympics.
She's for archery, I think. Yeah. She was like a world-class archer. Yeah.
She was like hardcore about it. Lori was the serious athlete.
Okay, because I remember there's some scenes of her like making diving catches in the tryouts and stuff like that.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
She looks like a natural.
Yeah, and I think it's in the World Series. There's a shot where Lori, hits the ball and just go. It's the last shot where she goes around.
Yeah, she gets the inside the park. Yeah,
she really hit that thing. And she did it twice. The first time, the crew didn't quite get it right, and it was such a perfect hit. And then she did again. I mean, she was terrific.
That's awesome. So I was going to ask you. You've got a lot of different credits. You've worked on a lot of different types of movies. Is like dramas, thrillers, superheroes, comedies. Is there something that's more natural for you? You've been at this for 30 years, like 30 plus years. We don't need to all date how old we are here. It's getting sad that, I can look back at this movie and be like, I watched it when I was a teenager, and then be, but is there a genre? Yeah. Is there a genre that you're more comfortable working in after this time?
No, I mean, basically it's, if you compared it to sort of music, it's just about the genre, but you ultimately have to be very truthful. You have to, have the character. If the television show or the film is really well written and you've got great people to play with, it's fantastic. It's always really, really fun. You know, the actual making of a television show or a film, but certainly hour-longs versus film are very similar in terms of how, you know, how you do them and how you work them. Half-hour sitcoms in front of a live audience is a very different sort of genre because you're kind of mixing both live, but you have to, you're filming it. So you have to kind of make that adjustment where live you might be bigger, you know, in terms of a movement, you know, where you might have to go like this if it was live, but in a, you know, in film, you just have to go like, and it's going to be, you know what I mean? It's going to have the same, you know, you have to make that adjustment. It's about acting styles, you know, but how you make a film or how you make an hour-long television show in terms of the structure of the crew and how you work, it's pretty similar. It's pretty much the same. It's just how much time you get to work on a scene, how much time you can, you know, really get in there or get into the subtleties of stuff. Film, you know, how much you get done in a day is very different depending on the budget because it's always about time and money with film at this point. And also I think with the, you know, hour-longs.
So that kind of brings me to a question then. So you've worked on, you know, we've mentioned A League of Their Own, you've worked on some TV shows, and is there a movie or show that if you were going to make a documentary about that you think is like the most interesting, kind of like Heart of Darkness kind of, you know, apocalypse now, that you could make a documentary about a movie or a show that you've worked on? Which one do you think would be the best fit?
Oh God, I don't know. Let's see, let me think. What would be I can't think of like one in particular, but The Boys would be pretty crazy. That is, you know, unbelievable show, and they just push the envelopes everywhere.
Yeah.
League of Their Own would have been fascinating just because it's a period movie. So in terms of, you know, for instance, we were in Kentucky and we were at a AAA stadium and they had 5,000 extras and they were all in period clothing. They did period garbage, you know, everything. So that when you and we did this one shot, not to keep talking about League of Their Own,
no, it's cool.
But just as far as like their Penny and, you know, the DP, you know, they were all up in like what would have been the press box. And so at one point, you know, they were doing like a tag, you know, looking down onto the diamond. And it looked like you were back in 1943 because everybody was in, you know, they had period everything. So that could be kind of, you know, fascinating as far as, you know, even the dancing in the, you know, in the sort of the restaurant bar thing that we did. You know, all of that could be really interesting in terms of, just because it's a period one. The Ripley would also be interesting just because Steve Zalen is kind of he's pretty amazing and he's pretty, you know, he's very, he's really specific and he's very meticulous about how he's seeing, how he was seeing the story and shooting it. So it was, you know, we had a moment where I'm sitting on the couch and Andrew Scott is to my left and, you know, Kenneth Lonergan who's playing my husband in it is there. And there's a scene where we've asked Andrew, I don't know if you know Ripley.
Yeah. You've asked Andrew, he's the Ripley character in this one. To go track down your son, right?
Yes. Who won't come home and we want him to come home and I'm sick and, you know, it's based really more on the book rather than, it was amazing, the cinematography and the costume designer. He had started his career with Fellini.
Oh, wow.
Easy. One of his first, you know, one of his first or second films. So he, you know, he had this unbelievable, like, you know, artistic sort of background in terms of film and costume and period stuff. And we were in this one scene where I've got a book of photographs of my son, Dickie. And I'm, throwing the pages over like that. And Steve has a shot where it's looking at the photo book. And he kept telling me that I was going too fast, turning the pages. And I was thinking, really, are you you've got this series, you're going to spend like a minute with people,
flipping pages of a photo album.
Pages, and it's not going to be like on Andro or something like that. And so that's what was going through my head. So I thought, he'd want me to go relatively quickly. So I was kind of going like this. And he's like, no, can you slow it down? And he asked me to do that twice. And I said, I'm so sorry. I'm used to doing sitcoms, which got a laugh from the crew. But, he was very serious about it. But he really wanted me to go slowly because, in terms of setting up, the whole series then about Dickie and all that kind of stuff. So, but that would be kind of a fascinating one, just in terms of the locations of where it was, which were just incredible. And then
I was going to say, did you have to come back to the U.S. to film your scenes, or did they film with you over in Europe?
They flew me to Rome.
Okay.
And then the stuff with myself at the beginning of it was we shot it in Manhattan.
Okay.
In one of the Koch brothers. 8-story brownstone that pretty much he had passed away, and this brownstone was connected to the Met, and basically he didn't even live in it. It's just a museum. It was just a museum, and they must have, I don't know how much they must have dropped for 3 or 4 days to rent it out. But I mean, each room, I'd never seen wealth like that. I mean, it was like each room had to have been like, $500,000 in terms of like artwork or furniture, period furniture. I mean, it was just insane, to me. I mean, I'm not used to that, seeing that kind of, I'm a Chicago gal,
I would have been doing that. I would have walking around like, I don't touch anything.
Hands in my pockets.
In the hallway, they had a $5 million painting.
No, I'm not allowed in there.
In the entrance hall. So it was, it was a museum. It was a museum. Yeah. They're collectors. So, but that would have been just, fascinating in terms of just like this one place as far as that stuff. So, I mean, I think I'm trying to think where else would be kind of interesting, just as a contrast. Tank Girl might have been interesting just being in the makeup trailer because they were rippers, so which are half men, half kangaroos. In this, Tank Girl is a British comic book, which Laurie played Tank Girl.
That's right.
And she was instrumental in casting me as Subgirl.
Because you're a Subgirl, and that's kind of how we got in contact. Because a couple of weeks ago we did a show with Bo Jesse Christopher, who was in Tank Girl, but like I don't think we ever actually see him in Tank Girl. I can't remember his character's name. Town. He's part of the crew, and so I kind of reached out to you if you had any deep cut memories.
That would have been. I mean, that would have been fun just because the prosthetics. They had to come in at like ridiculous hours because it was 3.5 hours of transforming them into rippers.
I always hear these stories about like they're in the makeup chair for 8 hours so that they can film for like 4, and I was like, ugh.
No, it's hardcore.
That's crazy. Yeah,
it is. And they were also shooting when I was there. We were in Arizona, and it was like 110, and it was just
Oh, and they're
I mean, they
wearing.
were dying. It was just
goodness.
so. I mean, they had a separate tent where they were blasting, air conditioning in, and they had like um, those sort of handy wipes that they dipped in breeze so that you put around your neck to keep you cool down. And
But
it
I
was
think even to
amazing.
eat and drink, they probably everything would have to be through like a straw and everything because they've got
Well,
like that
no, their
whole
mouth you could do that,
big
but you had to be very, you had to be
careful.
very
Yeah.
careful, and that sort of stuff.
Now I wanted to ask you. You're also a musician. I want to say, is it like jazz and blues kind of is your alley there? And I know so you did study music growing
Mhm,
up and in school.
mhm.
When did you I don't want to say when did you come back to music, or was it always a part of your life?
It's always been there.
Okay.
I think, even when I was interested, I think what kind of kicked it oddly back into gear a little bit was when I was doing, the Jeff Foxworthy show.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of the crews on most film and television sets are you'll always find like a bunch of musicians there, and so uh, the prop master, his name is Gordy Germain. He's a great guy, and he's part of my LA band
Okay.
called Ann Cusack and the Generation Jones band. So we had met on uh, the Jeff Foxworthy show, and we decided to get together for the rap party, a band of all the crew guys and gals.
I love that.
So we did this evening where we chose, everybody got to throw in what was their favorite song or what we wanted to do, and then we played at the rap party, which was really fun.
Oh, nice.
And we
I
called
love
it
that.
Green Eggs and Ann.
That's
Corey
so
came up with
good.
that, which was great. And I still have a T-shirt, which is hilarious. So we did that, and that kind of started it a little bit. And then I ended up, I was still acting. I was making my living doing, a lot of sitcoms and then half hours and hours and just going on. And so it was always sort of in the background. And when I wasn't acting, set up gigs and play, around LA. And then I got a little bit more, and then I was producing some bands a little bit, on a very local, smaller level around LA. And then, so it's always been in the background.
Oh, it's great, and yeah, I stumbled upon some of your stuff, and I was like, this is good. And
Yeah.
so
So
um,
my friend Elizabeth McGovern, who I met doing the Brotherhood of Poland, New Hampshire, which was a David E. Kelly series, and um, they we did about six. They aired about 6 episodes, and then they canceled it. But as a result of that, Elizabeth McGovern and Mare Winningham and I became very good friends. We played sister-in-laws on the show, and I played the late Chris Penn's wife in that.
okay,
And so we became, and they're all. Elizabeth is a pretty prolific writer, music. She writes a lot of her own songs. Mare has, and they've produced. Elizabeth is Sadie and the Hotheads, and Mare Winningham is, I think she just has albums, CDs or whatever with just her name on it. And she's amazing and does a lot of Broadway now, singing, some musical bed stuff. They're so talented. It's just disgusting.
I was gonna say, isn't it like it's like, oh great,
I love
you're
that, but it's
yeah,
just,
you're beautiful, you're a great actress, and you can sing. Like, come on, save
it's just
something.
awful. You're just
Yeah.
like, really?
Save some for the rest of us.
Some
Yeah.
people get all the genes. I don't know. So, and anyway, Elizabeth and I are doing a show in September in London at a Chiswick theater called the Tabard. And it's a lot of her original stuff and my some of my classic blues stuff that we kind of put in the evenings together. So that'll be fun.
So you're, and we'll go a little off track here, but you're in Paris. Sorry, not in Paris. You're in France in Provence, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
am in Provence. This is true.
And Sam, you're planning a trip to Italy in the fall,
Oh.
and I was just in Italy a month ago. So,
where are you going to go in the
yeah, where are you going, Sam?
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go to Venice, Florence. I'm gonna probably butcher this, Cinque Terre, and then Rome.
Cinque Terre? Is it?
It's
Yeah.
so good. Are you going to be on the island, or are you going to go to the Lido, where you can take the boat to Venice?
I'm gonna be on the taking the trains.
I'm actually going to be there. That's fantastic.
Yes.
My horrible Italian bad accent.
I'm terrible at it.
Well, and I'm trying to. My wife and I are trying to get to France next fall, so that is we're planning that. So.
I will tell you. Do you have places to stay in?
Not yet. I asked your husband Jim for any suggestions, because I think we're going to do a few days in Paris, of course, having never been, and then we would like to head down to Provence and then probably to the Mediterranean area. So I asked him, just tell me places that are beautiful, but maybe not super touristy.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. So he gave me some, and I don't want to say them on air. Now I don't want everyone going there.
Okay.
Okay.
Because
so we'll keep it a little secret.
Jeff, I have a place that I really want to go to my whole life, but I will not say it out loud. I'm sure everybody else goes there anyway, but I don't want everybody to go there.
You don't want all of a sudden it becomes a hot place because people heard about it.
Yeah, because of me, obviously.
And on the Deep Cuts podcast,
it
was just like the Louvre. We're like, oh, thanks, Sam. They know.
Spoilers. That is.
Well, so the one thing I wanted to do with you, Ann, before we get into Deep Cuts, and we do this with some of our guests, is if I name you a character that you have played, do you think you can remember the movie or the TV show that it's from?
No.
Okay. Perfect. But let's see how you do. I think you're going to do great. Okay.
Now that I'm a woman of a certain age.
We're the same. We're same age.
Yeah. We're all the same. Yeah, we're young at heart.
Yes.
Okay. So first up, Margaret Barkley. It's a TV show. I believe one episode.
Oh God.
Very famous British. Murder, She Wrote.
Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah, you got to be on Murder, She Wrote. That's is it weird when you look back at some stuff? Maybe not look back, but now you're like, well, I'm on The Boys. I was on Ripley, but at a certain point in your career, oh my gosh, I was on Murder, She Wrote with Angela Lansbury. What a weird.
No, I mean, I look at some of the films that I've been on and who I've worked with, and I'm going,
well, that's what I was gonna say.
What is wrong with this picture? I'm in it.
Well, I'm gonna give you a great one.
So lovely. Angela Lansbury is just and she was what a class act. Absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely.
I've got you credited here as just TV woman in van. This is gonna be one of
I know it. It's La Cage aux Folles.
Yeah, the bird. Yeah, she's in the Robin Williams Birdcage. So I was like, Alex will love that one because I know Alex loves the Birdcage. And I realized why you like A League of Their Own so much is because of the dance scene. There's a dance.
Doesn't hurt.
There's a 5-minute dance number in the middle of that, and I was like, this is why Alex loves this as his favorite sports movie.
Every sports movie would be better with a dance number.
Here's a
good one that I liked, a movie that you were in, and you're labeled or credited as Dr. Reston. It's a movie with a.
Oh yes. It's with Gabriel Byrne and
Arquette, I believe.
Arquette, and it was where she's got the
Stigmata.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
I got it.
Yeah, you see, we're just getting you warmed up for the game. Okay,
good.
Because everyone loves this show, and it popped up in my feed this morning. You're only in one episode, but there's not a ton of episodes of this TV show. But you're credited as Linda Hoviak. And you may have died in this show because
was it Grey's Anatomy?
No, it's 6 Feet Under.
Oh, great show.
So I just watched it again last year, and I didn't block you. So I'm like, you may have died in that. You may have been wife of the person who died kind of thing. But they always had great guest stars in that show, and often they would die within the first 3 minutes.
I have to say that show had one of the best finales of any.
Yes.
series.
I think we'll all agree that it's like, if it's not the best,
that was
it's right up there. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Every episode emotionally heart-wrenching and
Yeah. If you feel like crying a lot, that's the show to watch, especially the finale, right?
Yeah.
So great.
Okay. I got 2 left here. One, because I almost used this movie for today's game, but I figured you probably only shared a scene with like 1 or 2 actors.
Okay.
Diane Gaines. It's a large ensemble comedy where, like I said, you're not in it a lot. You're the mom. So it might not even, you might even be like, I had a last name in that. Accepted, yeah, with Justin Long. I believe you're Justin Long's mom in Accepted.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was almost going to put that in the game, but I was like, she's probably only in scenes with like Justin, the husband, and I think the daughter or something like that.
Yeah.
So, and this one will be too easy. I just thought it was a funny one that's on your IMDb. Melissa Ventura.
Oh, Ace Ventura Jr.
Yeah, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, where you were the mom of the young Ace Ventura.
That's right.
Which, yes, I mean, that's a great one to have on your list.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into, you're all warmed up. You're thinking about your past roles now.
All right.
So we're going to get into a game of deep cut. So we need to decide who's going to go first, second, or third. So the way we do that is I'm going to give you the name of an actor, and you got to try to tell me what you think is they're best known for on IMDb. You just need to give me one movie or TV show.
Well, all right.
So I'm going to give you someone you worked with on your first feature. Her name is Gina Davis. So if you had to guess, actually, you know what, Sam? We'll let Sam go first. She can show you how it's done. Sam, what do you think is number 1 on Gina Davis's IMDb?
I mean,
What should be her
she's been
best
in
known?
a lot of things. A League of Their Own is obviously up there, and I'm tempted to say it, but I'm going to say Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. It's a very good guess, Sam.
With,
So, Ann, what would you think should be the number 1 thing?
the
on
first
Gina
one,
Davis? Yeah, what is her best known for?
I would say it's either Beetlejuice or the one she did with Susan Sarandon.
Thelma and Louise. Yep.
Thelma and Louise.
I was going to do Tom Hanks for today's, but I was like, he's got so many movies where you'd be like, and they'd all be right. You'd be like, you could say Castaway, you could say Big, and they'd all be like, yeah, that should be.
Joe in the Volcano, that's where you met Rita.
Joe in the Volcano, yeah. The Burbs. So, Alex, what do you think is Gina Davis's number 1?
I'm going to go for a long shot. And is her show on there? The one where she was the president, I think Commander-in-Chief?
Oh, that's a good one, too.
It's not, Alex. And so surprisingly, only one of you is on the board. Surprisingly. And I will say that because there's one movie on this that shouldn't be here. So at number 2 on her list is The Long Kiss Goodnight. I love The Long Kiss Goodnight, but I don't think anybody remembers that movie that well.
Wasn't that with
Samuel Jackson, and it was what's the director's name, Alex?
It's Rennie Harlan.
Rennie Harlan, yes, was the director, yeah. A League of Their Own is number 4. The Fly is number 3.
Of course.
The Long Kiss Goodnight is number 2. And at number 1 is not Beetlejuice, but it's Thelma and Louise. So, Ann, would you like to go first, second, or third in this game of deep cuts? There's no benefit. You might want to go second or third just so you can see how it's done, but I'll leave that up to you.
All right, I'll go last.
All right, Ann's going last. Sam, I really think Beetlejuice should be on this list. So would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second, please.
Sam at second, and Alex at number 1. So now we get to tell you what the 3 movies are, and we talked about one of them quite a bit.
Okay.
So from 1992, A League of Their Own. From 2016, Sully. And from 1993, which I picked because I loved it, and then I watched it again, and I was like, Ann's barely in this movie, but I still love this movie. Malice.
Oh,
so
Malice.
Malice is
wow.
So take a moment and try to think of some deep cuts from these movies. And while you do that, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
In a world where heroes rise, villains fall, and collectors search for the next great issue, one comic shop stands above the rest. Heroic Dreams in Pickering. Your destination for new comics, classic back issues, graphic novels, collectibles, and trading cards. Whether you're building your pull list or hunting for that elusive grail, Heroic Dreams has you covered. Visit them on Kingston Road in Pickering and follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Heroic Dreams. Every legend starts somewhere.
All right, we are back with Deep Cuts the Game. We have Ann Cusack, Sam Barry, and my co-host Alex Young. Today's movies are A League of Their Own, Malice, and Sully. Alex, you've been forced to go first, so that means you get to give us your deepest cut that you can think of. What do you got?
Well, you know what? I fairly recently watched Malice for the first time because you've talked about this movie 1,000 times.
I love like
I was very good.
I was 17 when that movie came out, and it was maybe one of the first, like, I don't want to say erotic thrillers. It's not quite like Basic Instinct kind of like level, but it was like in that, and I was like,
thriller.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, this is interesting. And now having watched it several times since, there's some huge.
Alex Baldwin is so fantastic.
Oh my gosh, that's what I was saying to Alex. I was like,
Damn God.
It gets overshadowed by his Glengarry Glen Ross monologue, but it's right up there with like being.
I was working at the Goodman Theater when they did the first production of it before.
Of Glengarry, wow.
Glengarry Glen Ross, yeah, it was great.
And Malice is written by Sorkin, if I'm not mistaken, right? So that's I didn't know that until I watched it this most recent time, and I was like, oh, well, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I will say the hole that I have in the plot at this point is that Nicole Kidman never realized that the kid living across the street from them was blind. Like, she never saw him coming out with his mom on a walk with like a walking stick or getting on a bus and she, like, for years they've lived across the street from this kid, but she just never.
She's a busy lady. She doesn't have time.
Her beautiful hair is too big. There's too much volume. So she fantastic. It's not her fault.
Sorry, Alex. So you were about to give us your deepest cut, and it was going to be for Malice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to spoil this movie for anybody. So let's just say the janitor in it is played by Jigsaw himself, Tobin Bell.
Tobin Bell from the Saw movies is the killer in all the Saw. I haven't watched more than one Saw movie.
The majority of the Saw movies, he's the killer.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you if he's the killer in all of them, but he is not a great guy in Malice. So Tobin Bell, Alex, for 8 points. It's a solid deep cut. So Sam, what is your first deep cut? And you can go from any of these 3 movies. It doesn't have to be Malice.
I'm gonna go from Sully. And I don't remember the lady's name. I'm terrible with names. But she's the lady on the plane who starts swimming away. She's got very curly hair. She almost suffers from hypothermia because she is not listening to anybody. She is the assistant in 13 Going on 30 as well, which is another fantastic movie if nobody's seen it. I don't know. That's my touchstone for her.
Okay, I did not write anyone down for 13 Going on 30, so let me double check.
So she's got very curly hair. She panics on the plane and doesn't listen. There's 2 people that swim away from the plane. It's a guy, and then she follows.
Yeah, I remember the guy, and that's why you're throwing me, because I remember the guy trying to swim away, and I'm like, where does he think he's going to?
To death, I guess, if he doesn't go back.
And so she's the assistant in 13 Going on 30?
Yeah, she's like very meek, and like she just, I don't know what her name is off the top of my head. I forgot, but I know she's definitely in it. She's got curlier hair. She's
okay. I'm gonna have to come back and verify this one because I have most of Sully's cast written down. So she's not a flight attendant. She's a passenger on the plane.
No, she's definitely a passenger on the plane who has a bit of a freak out, but everybody gets saved.
I'm just gonna write down 13 Going on 30, and we'll circle back to that, Sam.
That's fine.
All right,
if it's 0, it's 0.
You get 2 in a row because we go 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. So can you give me your first deep cut from any of these 3 movies? It could be from A League of Their Own, it could be from Malice, or it could be from Sully.
David Strathairn.
From A League of Their Own, yes. As kind of the commissioner of the league, I guess. He's David Strathairn. I can never say his last name properly. Strathan, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to
And
think
he
what else.
was in Good Night.
And
Good Night and Good Luck.
He was,
The George.
Yeah, he was nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah. Was he in The Firm with Tom Cruise? I think he's Tom Cruise's brother in The Firm.
Yes, he plays Holly Hunter, and David get together.
That's right, because Holly Hunter is like Tom Cruise's like assistant. Yeah, and weirdly, I have kids, so I know him from the movie. Who's the kid from The Good Doctor?
Freddie Highmore.
Right.
Freddie Highmore. He did a kids movie. Spiderwick Chronicles, and David Strathairn is the great grandfather in that. So that's a good one.
I know him from The Boys. Sorry, not from The Boys, from The Expanse, which is also shot in Toronto, like The Boys.
Oh, there you go, Alex. He is worth 7 points. All right, Ann, you get another one. What is your second deep cut?
Let's see. It's not from Malice because I only worked with.
I was going to say you're only in a scene with two very notable actors, and
Bill Pullman, who is also in A League of Their Own.
I was going to say you could say Bill Pullman because you'll get points for both movies, so that's not a bad one to take.
Okay.
If you'd like to. So yeah, Bill Pullman as the lead in Malice for 1 point, but he's also the husband of Gina Davis in A League of Their Own. It doesn't actually have a whole lot of screen time, so he's worth 9 points for A League of Their Own. So you're getting 10 points for Bill Pullman overall. So it's not a bad one. It's better than the other actor that's in 2 movies that I've listed today.
So I have another one.
Oh, if you want to hold on to it, don't worry, because I don't think these two.
I'll hold on to
it. Bill Pullman worth 10. That's a good one. I always like Bill Pullman. Maybe it was because of Malice.
He's a lovely man.
Felt bad for him in Malice. Like he's just Nicole Kidman's running this huge long con. Like what a long con to run on someone where you get married and buy a house that you start renovating and you start working with children so you can get money. Like it was a huge scam. Sam Barry, what's your second deep cut?
I love old sitcoms and stuff, so I am going to go with the guy who is on Laverne and Shirley. He plays the big ragu, which is, I think, that's Laverne's boyfriend on the show. And he is in the dance scene where he's dancing with Madonna a lot and they make out and whatever. He's like dressed in like a, I don't know if it's an army uniform or whatever.
Yeah, because she's kind of dancing with 2 guys, and I believe the actor's name you're looking for is Eddie Mika.
Yes.
Is the guy you're talking about from Laverne and Shirley. Eddie Mika for 15 points, Sam. So slow down.
Well, considering the first one might be a 0, I'll take it.
Might be a 0, yeah. All right, Alex, we're back to you. You get your second and your third deep cuts.
I'm gonna take the only one that I have from Sully that I think is medium deep, and I'll never remember this actor's name because my brain is but he was Bill in Mindhunter, and he's in a bunch of other David Fincher stuff, and he's one of the pilots, not the 2 main pilots, but he's one of the pilots in. So.
It just made me remember somebody.
His name's Holt McElhenney, I believe is his name. He's in Fight Club. Is one of the guys.
3.
Yeah, he's in a bunch of stuff. He's a bit of a shapeshifter, but it wasn't until he showed up in Mindhunter that I really kind of learned who he was. But he's worth 6 points, Alex. What is your third deep cut?
I'm gonna take one more from Malice. He's in the opening credits, but he's in 1 scene, so I'm hoping he's worth a decent amount. And that is Scream Queen. I'm trying this again. Scream Queen legend George C. Scott.
George C. Scott, yeah, that's right. As one of the other doctors that is part of the tribunal. He's worth 8 points, Alex, because like you said, he is in the credits, but he's only in that 1 scene, kind of in court. So that's a good one. Sam, we're back to you. You gave us Eddie Mika, who is best known from Laverne and Shirley, is the dance partner in A League of Their Own. What is your third deep cut?
I'm going to take the other person I know from Laverne and Shirley, which is the announcer of the ball games. It's the guy who plays Squeaky.
Yes, I was good. That's a good one.
David Lander is his name. I was watching the movie and I'm like, I know this voice. And they would cut to him and up in the booth and I'd be like, I'm not recognizing him though, but the voice is very, very familiar.
Yes.
It wasn't. I was like, oh, of course, it's Laverne, and like that. It makes sense when you think about who the director is and stuff like that. So he's got a little bit more screen time than Eddie does. So he's only worth 12 points, Sam. So 12 points for David Lander. So that's a good one. All right, and we're back to you. I didn't think Sam was going to cut this deep, but she has. She's given us some good ones. Which way would you like to go with your third deep cut?
I'm going to go with Ann Ramsey.
Ann Ramsey, who best known for Mad About You, I guess would be like my touchstone for her. And
she played Helen in League of Their Own.
Yeah,
she played.
That scene with the two of you always chokes me up.
I was going to say I didn't want to see like a big wuss, but the part where you're trying to find your name on it, and she comes over, and just when she's like, "Here, I'll help you," I was like,
every time. I've seen that movie so many times, and this is why I know it so well. But like every time you are on the screen and you can't figure out your own name, I'm just like, there's a couple of scenes that choke me up, but that one every time I'm always like, somebody help this lovely woman, please. Yeah.
I was like, I felt, I was like,
and she doesn't know what she's gonna be on the.
Oh my God, you just look so. Oh, it's just heartwarming, and it's beautiful that she helps you and can't handle it.
That is a good one. Ann Ramsey for 9 points as a friend, and she's also Mad About You. She's one of Helen Hunt's friends on Mad About You. So now,
doesn't she play her sister?
Is she her sister? Okay.
Yes, she plays her sister.
I guess I didn't watch enough Mad About You.
That's okay.
I remember Richard Kind, and I remember the other guy, and I don't remember anyone's relationships on that show. What is your fourth deep cut, Ann?
Me?
Yeah, you. We give you two in a row here. So what's your?
Oh,
fourth?
Okay.
You've already said some pretty good ones earlier when we were talking about A League of Their Own. You mentioned some people that maybe are a little less well known.
I mean, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Gary Marshall.
Gary Marshall as like he's the candy bar, right? Because he's essentially playing Wrigley.
Who funds
the women,
baseball,
yeah,
women's baseball.
So Gary Marshall for 11 points. Because he's only in a few scenes. So Sam, we are back to you for your fourth deep cut.
So Alex made me remember somebody from Sully. I'm so bad with names today, but he plays the dad in All I Want for Christmas, which I know you also love that movie, Jeff.
Yeah, the All I Want. There's a Christmas. Was it a TV Christmas movie, or did it actually?
It's the one with Ethan Embry and Thora Birch, and for some reason I can remember their names. But
and like Leslie Nielsen is in it, and Kevin Nealon's in it. It's a very good Christmas.
And then this
movie.
man, whose name is
like
escaped my brain,
and his name is Jamie Sheridan.
That's it.
And him and David Morse could play like brothers in something, like the tall white hair. Jamie Sheridan, he's kind of he's the head of he's part of the investigation into Sully and why he. So he's worth 8 points, Sam.
Thank you.
Jamie Sheridan. So that's a good one. All right, Alex, you got 2 in a row here. Your fourth and your fifth.
I'm gonna do one from League. And I'm hoping, I mean, he's famous, but he's not in it a lot. John Lovitz, for a little bit.
You're right. He's not in it a lot, Alex.
The field and he's going home.
But is a pretty memorable character in this movie. So he's worth 7 points, Alex. He's worth 7. So it's not bad.
And I'll do one more from Malice because we've got a very young Peter Gallagher.
I was going to say he had not grown into his eyebrows yet, or his eyebrows had not. Sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of Peter Gallagher, but it's one of the things he's
very handsome man.
An iconic look.
Iconic look.
Strong brows.
As a lawyer in this film for Nicole Kidman, he's worth 8 points, Alex. All right, Sam. We've got a good game going here, especially if you're getting any points on that weird 13 on 30 going on 30 connection that you're trying to.
I hope that pans out. In my mind, that's where she's from, but maybe she's like a very meek person who's afraid of everything in that movie, but maybe I'm wrong. Um, I'm gonna also take another one from A League of Their Own. So the lady who plays Betty Spaghetti is Penny Marshall's daughter. That's Tracy Reiner. She's
She is,
Rob
yeah.
Reiner and Penny Marshall's daughter.
She is, yeah. And I believe she's the one is that the other scene that makes you choke up a little bit?
Yes.
Because I think it's her husband is the one that she's
George,
told.
I can't handle it. That one I genuinely will cry at. And then later on, when like all the girls get to come back and go to Cooperstown, and then and they're older and they'll meet again, I can't handle that either. I went to Cooperstown. I made my parents take me to Cooperstown after this movie came out, and they actually opened the whole section up for the girls section. And I was an emotional wreck at like 10 years old or whatever, just crying there too, like a nerd. But
I love nerds.
Yeah. So Tracy Reiner,
and I just, I do the chart.
Yes, I can't wait to be the old lady sitting in a ball stadium with like the satin jacket, drinking
and like
beer.
you're doing your own score chart,
yes.
so you can keep track, and
eating a hot dog, keeping score, and just calling people bums. Like I cannot wait for that. I'm looking so forward to it.
Listening to the game on a radio.
Yes.
So Tracy's worth 10 points. Sam, that's a good
Thank
one.
you.
And we're at the final two here, so you get your fifth and your sixth. It's super close game. Anyone can win it. Hopefully, you've got something in your back pocket here. What's your fifth deep cut?
Molly Hagan.
Yes, Molly Hagan is the other flight attendant, right? There's 3 flight attendants, yourself and 2 other women. I know who both of them are. Molly Hagan. There's a lot of weird, like, as I was watching this movie last night, a lot of people, I was like, oh, this person was in an episode of Seinfeld. This person was in Seinfeld. I remember her from Seinfeld for whatever reason, but I think most notably, I know her from the movie Election with Reese Witherspoon and Matthew Broderick. She's Matthew Broderick's wife in Election. So Molly Hagan for 10 points.
She was also in a series that shot in New Mexico with one of the guys who had done that series, the sci-fi series Supernatural.
Okay.
After he did Supernatural, he was doing this, I think it was like I can't remember the name of it. It was like a Western that was based on an old series with, oh well, all right, I'll take this one.
No, that's good. I was going to ask, before we get your last deep cut, because you were on The Boys, and Alex informed me that you weren't on the most recent season. So while I was sad that you weren't on this season, I'm relieved that your character is hopefully still alive then, because The Boys does not seem to have a problem with just killing off fan favorite characters and killing them off in horrific ways. So anytime your character comes on screen, I'm like, oh no, don't do something where Homelander's gonna like explode your head or something like that, right?
Right. My character is really set, is all about setting up the emotional spines and the reasons, behind Starlight's behavior and getting her into trouble or whatever it is. So that's that was a lot of my function, that she came from this very Christian right background, and I wanted her to be special.
Who doesn't want the best for their kids? And so they inject them with a blue.
So I thought it would be good to inject. I only wanted her to be different because I don't have.
Looking up.
Sorry, that was weird. I don't know.
That's perfect.
I was going to ask you, did you get to film in? All 3 of us are in Toronto. Did you get to film in Toronto for The Boys?
Yeah.
So much like every other person in Toronto, we love hearing people say nice things about Toronto. Is there anything that you appreciate about Toronto that you maybe don't get in other places where you're filming? And you can make something up. Like, we know it's not the greatest city in the world. We're not those people. But
okay, I'm just going to say in general that I think Canadians are fantastic.
Thank you.
And the Toronto, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to get a little political on you, but that's okay. And if you feel like you need to edit it out, do so. But I will say, you guys are so lovely and so polite and helpful and generous of spirit. But you have a line, and when that line gets crossed, you push back in a really serious way. That I am loving the guy who's running your country now, because he has pushed back on that orange pedophilic roadkill.
This probably isn't even
I'm talking about,
oh,
and
yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I call him a Cheeto, but I like orange.
This isn't even the most controversial thing ever said. So yeah.
No, we're not going to take any more of your products then. Forget it. See ya. No, not okay. It's not acceptable. I love it. He was one of the first to really push back. I was like, I love Canadians. They have a line. They have a line.
Fingers crossed it all works out because I think for the most part, we all like him on the show as well. So yeah,
nice, but it's like, oh no, there's a line, and if you cross it, we don't tolerate that.
Stand up to bullies. Got to stand up to bullies.
I will say this: I've traveled a lot to the U.S. Like, it's one of my favorite places to travel. I haven't been there in some time now, but individually or in small groups, Americans are great people too. I love traveling throughout the US and finding people in small towns and and like most of them are just so excited to meet someone who's not from America. Like, you're from Canada? Like, they're surprised that I'm in Tennessee or that I'm in West Virginia. Yeah, they're like, wow, I can't believe you came all the way here. And I'm like, yeah, I'm happy to get out and so yes.
Well, I think it's there's a crazy percentage, like only 10% of Americans have passports. Passports, unless people use it. Well, so there is. I mean, I think fundamentally people are really decent. Yep, it's the government and this 1%, and
Well, when I was in Italy, we were with a tour group, and most of them were Americans. A lot of them apologized. But I was like, I said to them, I'm like, listen, the fact that you're on a trip to Italy means you have a passport, which means I think you probably have a bigger view of the world than what most people do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the fact that you're here in Rome on a trip already says something good about you. I don't think a lot of people would have come here. So they were all delightful.
Also, don't you think that like our humor in Canada is very similar to maybe the humor of people from like Chicago, for example? I feel like we have, it's something about cold weather, maybe. I don't know, but like it makes us funny in a good way.
Yes.
We kind of see things similarly, you know?
Yes. It's, depending on what part of the country, you're sort of fun. It's not mean-spirited humor.
No.
You can go there. And
we do. Yeah, I do like a good mean-spirited joke every once in a while.
Yeah, and they'll call out. A lot of comedians that will call out bad behavior and bad ways of thinking and that stuff. But I don't think it's fundamentally mean-spirited.
No.
I looked it up. Molly Hagan's TV show, I believe that you were talking about, was called Walker.
Yes, that's it.
With is it Jared Palicki? I think he was from Supernatural. Yes.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Do you think maybe I could get 12 points?
I almost think you should, because I just looked. She's also in Herman's Head, which I didn't know. She is one of the voices in Herman's Head.
I wanted to ask if it was her. That's where I know her.
She's Sensitivity. Yeah. So yeah, she's the original In and Out girl. She's Sensitivity. All right, we are on your final deep cut, Ann. If you wanted to, I know a place where you could pick up some big points.
Oh, all right. I'll do it. Yes.
Okay, go for it. Who is someone that's in multiple of these films, Ann?
Oh, who's in all three of these?
There's someone who's in all three, yeah.
Well, aside from me. But,
no, I would go with you. Because I can't think of anyone else who's in all three. I can think of someone who's in two, but he's only going to get you 2 points. So I would go with.
Well, Tom is in two.
Mm-hmm. But he's not going to get you many points.
No. Really?
I would go with yourself. I mean, there's no shame.
I'll go with myself.
Listen, yeah, Ann Cusack. 10 points for League of Their Own.
This feels like it's cheating.
Listen, you're in the.
You earned it.
Yeah, you've earned it. 10 points for A League of Their Own.
All right.
15 points for Malice, because like I said, you're in that one scene where I believe
I'm the waitress.
Bill Pullman asks you, he's like, "Hey, do you know what this drug is?" And you're like, "No, I don't have any idea what that's about."
Yeah.
And then in Sully, you're one of the flight attendants as well, so you're worth 8 points for Sully. So that's a total of 33 points for you for that one. It's a good one. It's a good one. Sam,
Okay, what's the name of the cat?
This is Starbuck, but mostly I'm just yelling at her because she's always in the way, and so she's just kidding. She just mostly responds to nothing, but I mostly just call her kid.
She just wants to be with you.
Sam Barry, what is your final deep cut?
From Sully. I don't think he's a big role in it, but Jerry Ferrera, or Turtle from Entourage.
Yeah, he is.
One of, like, the scuba cop. I think that's
he's one of the marine rescue
Yeah.
guys. Jerry Ferrera from Entourage. He's down here. He's worth 14 points, Sam, because he's really only in like one or two scenes, and he kind of throws down the ladder for people to get on the boat, and I think he puts his hat on a guy. So 14
I wasn't
points.
sure.
All right, just a little side note about that. All of the when they're rescuing all the passengers, those were the actual first-time responders.
Oh, they actually had the guys out there doing. Oh, that's cool.
And the guy that jumps out of the plane, he was the one who jumped out of the plane.
Oh, wow,
that's cool.
So Clint got all of the original first responders, from the cops to the boat to the helicopter people.
I'm glad Clint cast Tom in the role and not himself. I mean, as much as I like Clint as an actor, because sometimes Clint will, he did Gran Torino, he'll have himself in the role. And I was like, can you imagine Clint doing? And I was like, Sully would not be as charming He
wasn't. He couldn't have handled the role. He was too old for the role.
Too old, yeah. Well, that's a good one, Jerry Ferrera. Alex, you get your final deep cut. Do you have anything left?
I reminded myself when I'm like, young Peter Gallagher. There's also in Malice, she's very famous now, but she's only one scene. Young Gwyneth Paltrow. It's like student in Bill Pullman's office.
Yeah, she's one of the victims. Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow. I think it's like one of her first acting credits, right?
That's got to get some points.
Yeah, come on, Jeff.
That's a pretty good deep cut.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. To the point I was watching it with my wife, and she's like, "Is that Claire Danes?" Because my wife's watching Homeland right now, and I'm like, "Nope, it's another more famous blonde girl from around the same time." So yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow. It's got to be like, when did Seven come out, Alex?
Like 96.
So not too long. So this is a few years. So she goes from playing like a college girl to Brad Pitt's beheaded. She does not do well in her first few film appearances here, Gwyneth Paltrow. But that's a good one. So she's worth 15 points. Sam,
great.
Can you, Sam, do me a favor? Look up who you're trying to figure out from Sully, and I'll just do a quick little. All right, so let's see. Who did we miss from these movies? Anyone big here? Michael Rappaport would have been a decent one from Sully, as he is the bartender that comes up with the drink, the Sully, which is some Grey Goose and a splash of water. Sam Huntington is one of the guys on the plane with his dad and his brother. Chris Bauer, great character actor from True Blood and stuff like that. And I think I knew who Sam. I think I know who you're talking about, Sam. Oh wow! What's her name, Sam?
Marsha DeBonis, I think.
And she is in.
Sully.
Is she in 13 Going on 30? And is she?
Yeah, that's where I know her from. So 13 Going on 30, she plays. Does it actually say who she is? It says Arlene in 13 Going on 30.
You said 13 Going on 30. That works. And then she's in Sully. So you get 20 points for that, Sam.
Oh boy.
Thanks, Sam. I thought you were going
now, once we finish this, of course, I'm going to think of all these other.
You're going to think of all these people.
Of course.
Oh God, why didn't I think of that?
I thought message Jeff and be like, you know what? This person.
I thought you were trying to remember Valerie Mahaffey, who is one of the other people on the plane, and she's got red hair. She's kind of the red hair. She's with like her mom, I think, who's in a wheelchair. That's who I thought you were going for, because she was also in Seinfeld.
Yes, and she's in Dead
Jerry
to Me.
Jerome, and
she wasn't the speed dial lady.
No, she was an accountant.
Oh yes.
That then had to go to a psychiatric
hospital. Someone in particular.
Okay.
Malice, not huge, but BB Newirth as the detective, who seems to be the only person with a Boston accent in the whole film. For
She's
some
great
reason,
though. I love BB Newirth.
Anne Bancroft as Nicole Kidman's mom would have been a decent one. One of the
Fantastic.
other doctors, Joseph Summer from the movie Witness, is my touchstone for him. Brenda Strong.
Oh, I got another one. I got another one.
Doesn't count now that you looked it up.
Go ahead. Go
Who
ahead.
you
Go
got? Who you
ahead.
got?
Who is it?
Taya Leone.
Of course.
Yes,
Oh,
Taylor Leone
yes.
is in A League of Their Own. Yeah, I don't think she's even. I think she's on
She's on
Racine.
she's the Racine.
Yeah, she's on the other
And
team in the
it was
World
right
Series.
before she got cast in the Chris Columbus series she did that launched her.
Okay, because then I can remember her blowing up in like Bad Boys was like one of her big. Right. Let's see. The other doctor when
How
Alec Baldwin's
how about Janet Jones?
Janet Jones, yeah, Wayne
wife.
Gretzky's wife. Yeah, yep. I had her
She's been
down.
on the cover of Life magazine and all that stuff. She was a dancer.
You know what would have been a good one from that? The narrator off the top of A League of Their Own is Harry Shearer.
Ah,
He's like, it's
Oh,
1942 and the men are away at war and the women are playing baseball.
Okay, can we talk about another announcer? So is the lady announcer that's on the radio, she's from something else, and I can't place where I know her from, but
she's from Greece.
Oh, that would make sense.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Because I'm like, every time I watch it, I'm like, I should really look up who this lady is because I know her from other things.
All right, how about Eddie Jones?
Oh.
He played Megan's father.
I didn't have
Marla's.
He's from Seabiscuit.
The father. Yes. I did recognize him, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Joey Slotnick would have been a good one.
Oh yes, that's it.
He's one of the fans of Rosie O'Donnell. There's like two guys that see her in the bar, and then they come to like all her games, and like
yeah.
I cannot think of what I know him from. Was he like the single guy or something like that?
Let me see if I can figure him.
I feel like he's in something like Bones, but he's not. Do you know what I mean? But like, maybe he is in Bones.
Joey Slotnick. He was just in Drive Away
I know him
Dolls.
from Twister. He's one of the guys.
In
Twister.
Yes.
Marvelous Miss Maisel. There had to have been a TV show in the 90s that I'm forgetting that he was in. 43. Yeah, The Single Guy. He was in 43 episodes of The Single Guy, which for some reason I remember that. And then
how about Mark Holton?
Mark Holton, yes, as the little. He's the grown-up version of the little kid. He's like, "You're gonna lose," and he's from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, who steals the bike, and also has a Seinfeld connection because he's the black and white, the chocolate babka. And then the woman who plays the older version of Gina Davis is an actress named Lynn Cartwright, and she was in a movie. Alex, we watched a movie called The Wasp Woman.
Yep,
it was like one of those early Roger Corman films.
Yep.
Oh God.
She's in that. And then the guy who likes Lori Petty when she's back on the farm, actor Gregory Sporletter, I think is his name.
Greg Sporletter.
Yeah. And I think he's part of that whole Chicago crew of people kind of thing. He
was part of the New Crimes.
Yeah.
Which was my brother's.
And I was going to say, I think he was supposed to be in Grosse Pointe Blank. Because we had Michael Cudlitz on, and he was in Grosse Pointe Blank, and he mentioned, he's like, I had to take the role because somebody else wasn't available, and I think it was Greg, and that's the only thing that can kind of make sense to me. We had a very close game thanks to Sam's 20-point pull on whoever that woman was that jumped into the water in Sully. So Sam finishes with 79 points.
Wow.
Sweet.
Alex finishes with 52, solid. Ann Cusack, 80 points.
Yeah.
1 point difference. So, Ann, congratulations. Amazing. You're the big winner.
Oh, come on. You fixed it.
Sure, we fixed it, but you didn't come on the show if we didn't.
No, you fixed it. I'm willing to surrender to Sam.
No,
even if Sam wins, she was going to surrender to you. So don't.
It's all love. It's all love. It's fun.
Well, thank you for playing. So, Ann, it's a horrible prize that we give to people. The prize is we ask you if there's anyone you can think of that might make a good guest for us going forward. It doesn't even have to be anyone you know, just someone that you've come across, or that you know, like they've got a brain for this sort of thing. Is there someone that you don't even have to put us in contact with them. I'll track them down and harass them politely. But is there anyone you know or you think would make a good guest for the Deep Cuts podcast?
Can I
you can get back to me if you want.
Can I do that? Because
for sure. Yeah, you know what? I understand. Some people
I want to get you someone who's as filmophiles as you guys are, because this is Deep Cuts. That means you guys really like your films, you really like your TV shows, you really you're hardcore, man.
We're nerds.
We're nerds. We get it. Listen, when we started this 2 years ago, it was me, Alex, and like a couple friends playing the game. And now we've gotten to the point where we get to talk to people like you. And honestly, it's Alex, I thought about this the other day. It's almost like instead of going to conventions and paying $50 to get someone's autograph, I decided to start a podcast where I could just invite people on and get to talk to them for free.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
Like Nicole Kidman, it is the longest con in history.
Good job,
just so I can talk to some actors and actresses rather than pay $60 to get a photo taken with them.
Yeah, you know what? It's just you got to work it, man. However you can work it.
Listen, it's
a giant hustle.
Yeah, we're already way beyond where I think we thought we were ever gonna get with it.
Absolutely.
It's so great. I'm so happy for you.
No, we're thrilled to have you on. Thank you so much. Where can people find you?
I know it was really fun.
You're on Instagram, and I know you promote some of your music on Instagram and your upcoming shows and stuff like that. So where can people find you? Where can they find out about the next Ann Cusack performance?
Real Ann Cusack on Instagram, and then I've got a website, www.anncusack.com.
Perfect.
So
you've got a show coming up. Was that with the one with in September? All right, this will be out before then.
In London, if anybody's in London,
we got a couple listeners on the on the other side of the ocean, so we might
on the other side of the pond.
Yeah, we'll try to get them out there.
All right,
Sam
I'm gonna
Barry,
try to think of a good person because
perfect.
I want you guys challenged.
Fair enough.
And that's why I sit in this chair and I just ask the question. Anytime I've had to play the game, I feel very dumb when I have to play.
I got very lucky with A League of Their Own, I will say.
Yeah.
That was very lucky.
Sam, I know you don't usually have anything to promote, but you're on Instagram.
No.
What do you got?
Can I actually just ask Ann a question? And she doesn't have to tell me if she doesn't want to, but I had one question I wanted to ask from the beginning, which was, I just got to know, what was your household like growing up? You have such talented siblings and stuff. Like, was it just fun the whole time? Because laughing all the time, hamming it up, or?
There was just a lot of wacky hijinks.
Yes, that's what I was hoping to hear.
It was just a lot of wacky hijinks. I mean, I think that's the best sort of way to say it, because I'm very fortunate, because it would be a nightmare otherwise. But I love my siblings.
Oh, that's lovely.
And they're really great people, really generous of spirit. So, because it would be horrible if I was, competitive or jealous or envious of, it would just be a nightmare. They're just such talented and perceptive and so smart and intelligent. So it's just, and the senses of humor, kind of have a whole range. I'm silly, and then you've got, John, and Joan is just, she can make anything funny. She can make anything, she can sit here and kind of go like that, and you're cracking up. I can't do that, And then John's got the really dry kind of stuff, but he can go broad and make something, and in insane situations, seem weirdly normal. They're just so talented, and they just have such depth to them, and so it's really. And then my brother, I have a brother, Bill, who's also brilliant and dry, a comedy actor, but he's also a visual artist and sculptor, and he works with a lot of autistic kids and that kind of stuff in Los Angeles. And then my youngest sister was a dancer and an actress and a poet, and so it's just I always I always felt like my parents were from the East Coast, so my father was a New York Irishman, my mother was a Boston, they were Boston Irish Catholics and lefties, that kind of thing. And I always felt like they kind of did not know what they got. And have you ever seen a dog that it hears something and it kind of goes, I kind of feel like that's how my parents, they just kind of was like, what did you do?
That's amazing.
They're so great.
I was gonna say the only problem with John is he's constantly like turning away from everyone else and monologuing to like no one in particular, and you're like, John, who are you talking to? And he's like, oh no one, I'm not. Sorry, just a reference to John.
Okay, yeah. So it was Wacky Hutchins.
Okay, that just made me even more happy. Thank you so much. Sorry to bother you.
No. I mean, I love them. So
I needed to know.
I mean, I can't. They're great. You've Joni's come out with Toy Story 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the animation is really more about Jessie's story, which she's the heart and soul of that character. So it's I'm so proud and lucky that I have them as siblings.
I love that.
Alex, you got anything you want to promote? You want to talk about?
No, just my usual. You can find me on Instagram, Letterboxd, all social media at the Alex Young, and it's summertime, so avoid the sun. Get out there to your local cinema. Go see some
lotion, suntan lotion.
That too. Get out there, catch some movies, buy your movies physically so you own them. Support filmmakers, support directors, support everybody. Just go enjoy your movies.
Here. That's great. Well, you guys are terrific.
Thank you very much.
It's been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me on. It was so great to interact with you guys. You were so lovely and welcoming and patient.
Oh, no, you did great.
So it was fun.
Thank you very much for being here. Alex has asked if I want to do the outro. Alex, were you going to make me do a Tom Hanks outro?
And I was, Jeff.
I knew it, and I
you do a Tom Hanks imitation?
I don't. But Alex, at the end of the show, makes me do an outro where I have to like say goodbye, and he usually makes me do it in someone's voice. And I was like, what's he going to make me do? And I was like, he's going to make me do Tom Hanks, A League of Their Own. There's no crying in baseball. So I'm going to say, no, Alex, we do not have any time for that today.
Fair enough.
Just because I don't want to embarrass myself trying to do that in front of Ann. So I want to thank everyone for coming out today and listening to the show. Ann, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. Say hello to your other half and tell him we enjoyed having him as well. And we'll talk to you soon, and all the best.
Please keep in touch.
Yes, enjoy France, and we'll talk to you soon. Everyone, out for deep cuts. We'll see you next time.
Thank
Bye.
You.